Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing lists and tuples and how you can do some basic things with them. Now this is not to be confused with how you handle lists and tuples in C. C and the other same languages handle these kinds of things differently. This is about Python specifically, so if you're looking for how to handle it in C, check out a future video or go find another channel because we're not going to be discussing it here. So this is just about lists and tuples in Python. So let's get started. How are we going to begin? We're going to, of course, begin by defining a variable for the tutorial list. And now we're going to create an empty list. It's just a list, but there's nothing in it. And for right now, we're gonna put some stuff in there. So let's just do 6.5, and then we're gonna make a string to 6. Now we put stuff in it. There's values inside of the list. Now, how do we actually access these things inside the list? And there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can do it like how we did in the last video. Not range. Alright, tutorial list. We're going to print I, and basically the variable I gets set to, gets one by one, gets set to everything inside of the list. See? It just goes through the entire list, just prints it. Super simple. Now, what if we want to access a specific thing inside of the list? So we're going to remove this, and we're going to do print tutorial list, and do these brackets, and then let's just do 1. So this is how you access specific things inside of a list, and that is called indexing. It is where you have the variable name, you put these brackets around it, and then you give the position. Now, something to keep in mind, positioning starts at 0. So this one is 56.5, it is not 56. 56 is position 0. And that's just how it works. Now, here's some other things you can do. What you can do is you can do this. You can put a colon at the end. And it will print it in a list format, but it will print out everything inside the list. And that is syntax. That is the syntax of indexing. You can also do this. It outputs the same thing. Now, what is happening here? So what we're going to do is now we're going to go from 1, 0 to 2. And you expect it to print out everything, but it doesn't. That is because this middle number is exclusive. So it will go up to, but not including. So if you want to do the entire thing, you have to go up 1, 0, 1, and 2, because it is exclusive at the end. And what this number is the number of spaces to jump. So as you can see, it skips 56.5 because it prints out 0, and then 1, 2, and it goes to 56. And it prints that out as a string. Well, it prints out the indexing total. So yeah, there's other things you can do with this indexing. Like you can do -1. You can also do like -1 and then onwards and other stuff. You do some experimenting. We're not going to go too in detail about that, because this is also pretty particular, but there's a bunch of different things you can do with indexing. But also, indexing is not specific just to lists. You can also do it with tuples. So we're going to create a new tuple. Well, we're going to create a tuple, and we're going to have, let's just say 222. And another thing about tuples, you can, I have everything in here as integers. It's also like lists where it doesn't have to be, like you can have a string in here, 8, and it'll still compile. Now it is not limited to lists. Indexing can work with essentially tuples, lists, and anything else that you can use indexing on. So any compilation of data. So if we do 3 here, misspell it again. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, and I'll get the last one because it is at position 3. Now if it was 4, once again, would not work because it's out of range. So do some more experimenting. Now I'm going to introduce you to another function, and it's called length. That is tutorial tuple. Length of tutorial tuple. So we do that. And what it does is it returns 4. Now why is this important? So length counts at 1. So length goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because it is not. So what you can do is, taking what we know from the last lesson about loops, we can do, space that out, for I in length of, let's just say, tutorial tuple. For every value, like we're going to print, let's just say, do that. Range. I forgot. That was what was put down. There we go. What is happening? For every value in the range of the length of tutorial tuple. That's a lot of words. So think of it like this. Tutorial tuple, which is 4 values, which it gets from the length. So essentially what happens is for I in range 4. That's essentially what it looks like. And then it prints hello world. Now, what is range? Range gets you I believe it would return an array of all the numbers from the beginning to the final point. So range, you can do 0, but you can also do 2 and put a comma in between them. And what it'll do is this will also work, it's just the number will go down because it starts at 2 and it goes up. And something to keep in mind, range is also kind of like indexing, where the second number is exclusive. It is not factor that, so it will go up to it, but it will not include it. So it will go from 2 to 4, but not including a 4. That's why it says 2 and 3, but not 4. So yeah, that's encompassing. But now, what about strings? Can you index strings? And the answer is yes, you can index strings. It looks a little odd, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at 1. From 1, we're going to go to the end. That's just syntax for end, is just from just the double colon. I'm going to skip 2, so we're going to skip by 2s. So it's going to look a little weird. LOL. So starting at 1, so that's E, and then 1, 2, that's this L. 1, 2, that's the space. 1, 2, O, 1, 2, L, 1, 2. Reaches the end, and then that's it. It's just done. So, very quick, very comprehensive overview. I'm being very rapid fire because I want to keep this short. And feel free to go back and everything, and feel free to ask me any questions, and as many questions as you want in the comments. But this is a very quick overview of list tuples indexing. List tuples and indexing, and then also introduction to length and range. So this should all help. Do some also your own experimenting, especially when it comes to operating with negatives and indexing. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments, and like the video. Thank you, that's all. Goodbye.